All right, guys. So I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I'm gonna do one right now. I'm gonna just go over some moves, the potential moves for well today. Okay, so I'm gonna start with gold, my main pair. All right, so we would have had here. Let's see what's going on real quick. All right, so I'm gonna start with gold. As you can see here, we're in a bullish move over here. We're currently at all-time highs. Right, so we're still flowing, we're still bullish. I'm expecting price to surpass this here, but we have to have structure, right? So currently now, let me just show you what we have going on. So we are in an uptrend, all right? We would have broken all these significant areas here of, you know, bearish momentum. We came out of a bearish move, right? As you can see, we broke that. We decided to break structure. We had all these retracement to the upside. All these were 23.6s, right? So I would have had just drag my fib every time TP was hit. Now we're currently sitting at a 38.2, right? So now that we're sitting at a 38.2, expected to make a high, right? So it's currently we would have hit the high. You see the negative 27, which is 2040, 2041 around that area, right? So we would have made a high on the daily, right? So let's go into the structure, right? The H4 structure. So the H4 structure was this over here. We would have had again the downtrend on the H4 to make that daily higher low, right? So we made that daily higher low. We came out of the downtrend right here, right? And then we started to go upwards, right? So we had a little structure break right here. I'm just going to mark it off real quick so you can see. And there was the structure break. Go back into the bullet move. And we had our Fibonacci from here, all 23.6s till we actually made a higher low. So we made a higher low there at 78.6. And then we ended up, 78.6. We ended up pushing up, right? So we have obviously high on the H4, and then we started to float, right? So now we had a H4 structure here, Fibonacci, to make that daily high. So we had 23.6s, 23.6s, all 23.6s, right? So the momentum was so strong that it only made 23.6s. So as you can see, it made a 23.6 and it flowed up, and it's flowing towards a negative 27, right? So, and that would have completed the daily high, as you can see, right? So now, currently where I'm at right now is that I'm looking for some sort of retracement, right? Because as you can see, we had a trend line that we could have drawn opportunity. Right here, we saw price making higher lows. Once you're seeing higher lows in a bullish market, you want to just continue to, look for bullish moves at all times. So as you can see, all these are higher lows, right? So we ended up making this high right here currently, right? So we had let me show you just real quick. So we had all our technical analysis. We could have drawn up. We had a symmetric triangle. I don't know if you call this a symmetric triangle because it's in a downtrend, but yeah, we broke the back of the trend line, as you can see. Just adjusted a little bit. Make sure my adjustment is really perfect. Look at this. I used this. Yeah, so we broke the back of the trend line here. We touched the back of the trend line, and then we went bullish. So this is the last higher low. We made a high, right? Then we retraced back into the broken resistance turn support, right? Then we made a higher low here, but I personally, you can use a fib between these areas here. Don't get me wrong, you can definitely use a fib between these areas here, depending on you as a person. But I already knew that my H4 structure was to go to from the Fibonacci that I had from all the way over here, right? So we were flowing, right? So that's where currently went to. We made a high on this structure here. You know what I'm saying? So what we want to see is we had, as I said, we had all these bearish momentum break. We had this resistance that was broken. That we ended up going bullish, right? High, right? All these higher lows, build up that structure here, right? So currently we're at a high right now. I am seeing price made this little lower high right here. Then we came to the 15 minutes. We would have broken. We had all this bearish move below the support, right? So we broke that support. Currently, right there. I actually broke it from up here, but we can consider this a break. So we had bearish, had a retest, and then we should come down a little bit more to maybe retest this area here, you know, because that's what we've been doing, just breaking levels of resistance and retesting them, as you can see. So expecting price to maybe come back down here and, you know, continue the structure, because you can't really take any sells until the support is broken. So that's currently what I have for this to come back down here, and then I can start to look for some sort of transition based off of this here. You know, we could continue higher. You know what I'm saying? Also, with that being said, well, UJ would have gone back into its bullish move. What I have here for UJ, so that was gold, right? So let me just go over UJ real quick. So UJ would be on a bearish. So you can see this, the monthly and the weekly is used for directional bias to see, you know, what we're doing. The pair is overall bullish. As you can see, we had some daily downtrends, right? So we had this downtrend that was flowing on UJ. Was able to draw a, you know, a channel to see how it was flowing in a downtrend. Then we had this higher low that was made right here. I know you'd ask me why I didn't use the higher low here, but you can, it is actual higher low. This was tested. When you go to the H4, it looked like it broke right here, right? But when you go to the daily, it's tested, right? So that's Wall Street Academy. Wall Street Academy knowledge right there. So we had a bearish and doji and a bullish candle. So yeah, we would have broken structure right here. So we had a structure break right here, right? So when we broke structure over there, we had bullish. We had Fibonacci from here to here. Then we had 50% retracement. So we had a consolidation between here. Then we had a break and retest, simple trade, break and retest. And then we had the push to complete this Fibonacci here. As you can see, so this is a higher low and it pushed up, made a negative 27. So now our last higher low, not here, but here, because this is what pushed the move. This is the retracement. So we had a fib from here to here, right? All the way over here, as you can see, we had a 100% retracement, right? So what I'm going to do is just drag my exhaustion zone over, just going to drag it over a bit so you can see we're currently at 100% retracement. So we then had a downtrend again. You know, we had to track the bearish pressure. All right, then we had a structure break right here. Had a structure break right here. Yeah. Second. Yeah, so we had a structure break right there. Then we had our Fibonacci out. So we had the highest, higher, low, right? Boom. We had a 78.6, right? We pushed to the 0%, which is always the first TP, and the target area for us to go is right here on the 4 hour. So we're using this 4 hour structure to make up this daily structure, right? Because this is the last higher low on the daily. So the target area for this to go to is currently up here, right? So this is my target area for UJ to get to the higher high, right? So yeah, so we have to make H4 structure. So the first TP for H4 structure would be, let me just make sure I adjust my fib correctly. At the high, so anywhere between this area. So we have to make a high high on H4. We just have to continue making high highs on H4 like this, boom, 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 like that, to get to that daily target, right? So as I said, we're currently sitting at that 78.6 retracement. We had our technical analysis to draw a trend line, point A to point B. We have a touch right here of the trend line. So we're using point A, point B. You know, you could have adjusted it out here, but you want to keep it close to price action and what price is doing at the current time. So as you can see, price touched that trend line 3 times. So we're currently pushing up off of that trend line. We had, again, the resistance right here that we would have rejected from. As you can see, we rejected, and then, you know, we pushed down, you know, to a level of exhaustion, which is down here. So now we're currently at this area right now. Currently at this area, sitting at right now. So, you know, I feel like we're going into the bullish, back into the bullish bias, which is I'm on the H1, and I can see levels of resistance being formed. So I'm just going to mark off the resistance that we have. So we have these lower highs here, but obviously we have one trend, you know, to build up the, you know, to get back to the trend line, consolidate to the trend line to start doing the bullish move, right? So as you can see here, we had all these resistance here, another resistance here. So I'm looking at the fact that we're currently on the 15 minutes and we're tracking the bearish pressure. I always track the bearish pressure to see, you know, when are we going back to the bullish move, right? So as we had here, we have a break of this resistance here. We have at least 2 candles about this. We're at the back of the trend line. So if we do get like a retracement anyway to these areas right here, to make like another higher low, as you can see here on the 15 minutes, we made this higher low, which sort of give indications that price wanted to go bullish and break the resistance. So we had that higher low. So now we could potentially come back here, retest, and continue breaking resistance and going back into the bullish move for UJ. So that's personally my analysis on UJ. I'm going to go to NAS, my other main pair. Sorry, my main pair is NAS. I'm just going to clear it out for you and do it over. So we have here a daily structure being formed. We had a higher high, we had a higher low. We now have a higher high, right? So my Fibonacci was from this last area here, right? Which is the 38.2 retracement. We came right back into broken support turn resistance, which is right here, right? Then we pushed up. So we had to make H4 structure, right? So we already know the target area we were going to is up there. We're currently not yet. I don't want to force the Fibonacci down here to make it hit, but we're currently not there as yet, right? So we're currently in the middle of price, to be honest. So I'm going to have to use H4 structure. So now with H4 structure, we had a bearish move here, had all this bearish move here. Then we broke structure right here, right? We broke back into structure here, right? So we had the last resistance that was right here, right? We had the last resistance that was right here. We broke. And we had a Fibonacci from here to here to make H4 structure. So we retraced at the back of the trend line. We had an 88.6 retracement, and then we started to push to the negative 27, right? So now we adjust our fib and we start to flow, right? So now that we start to flow, we see we had this to the high, right? This is the high that we made. So we had price retraced to the 23.6. We keep moving. 23.6, we keep moving, right? We're currently sitting at a 23.6 also. Well, at the top here, right? Because remember, this is the last higher low, right? But it's not actually a higher low, it's just continuation. So then we push the fib to the TP. Price retraced at the 23.6, which is a support term resistance right around here, as you can see. So we retraced there, but what I'm seeing also is that we're currently at a high. I said I don't want to push the fib to make this a negative 27. I don't believe it's one. So I was just tracking my counter trend. I basically had a trend line opportunity to draw right here with my MA crossing right there. So let's adjust it. I have a trend line opportunity right here. And I was on the hour tracking the bearish pressure. So we were tracking this bearish pressure here. We use the H4. So we're tracking that bearish pressure. We had all these low highs. So we saw, hold on 1 second. Yeah, so yes. So we saw a price, you know, like this had this higher low here, it was broken, but you know, to clear that up, it's nothing really there. So we had price making these, what do you call it? Low highs, right? But obviously we're in a bullish move. So all we're doing is tracking the bearish pressure. So we won't say we're bearish is yet until a support is broken. This higher low has to be broken in order for us to sell. So we're seeing, you know, lower highs, lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high. You have one level of resistance right here. So I'm going to mark off with a random line. One level, sorry. You have one level of resistance right here. Right, but what I'm seeing here, price broke the counter trend line, but we have one level of resistance. But if you realize there's no two bullish candle out of the trend line, we have bullish out of this. So it could be potentially that, you know, we want to go back bullish. So or also I'm in two minds also, because I'm seeing this little support here broken, where I have this here. When I look at the hour, I see this higher low that was broken, like bearish. But because I don't want to, because I'm bullish, I would definitely prefer for this support to be broken for me to look for sells. Although you can look for sells at the resistance, obviously, you know what I'm saying? But I would like for this support to be broken for more confirmation that we sell, just like how we had over here. We had this, all this, we high price made a higher high, right? Boom, lower high. We had here the structure break right here. We had the bearish candle broke the structure, right? To go to the downtrend. As you can see, we had 100% retracement and then we made a lower low. So this is what I'm looking for over here before I take any sort of sell, you know, confirmations. So I still do, I want to see what price does at the back of the trend line. We did broke this little resistance right here. right here. So if price does retrace to right here, probably touch it with the H1MA, we may see back into the bullish move. But for now, this is very choppy. To be honest, it's very choppy, so I don't really like it. Personally, I don't really like it as a person, but you know, it is what it is. Let's see what happens. You just gotta analyze, then trade. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my two main pairs. US 30, US 30 is on a bullish move. The pairs overall bullish. It's high or low on the monthly and the weekly. We're currently going back into the bullish move, especially after breaking these levels of resistance. We broke this resistance here. We broke this, sorry, so we broke this resistance here, and then we broke this resistance. So I potentially think that we're going back bullish, right? So that's me personally. We would have had, so our from because price is now bullish, we've got to focus on the structure. So this is the last high or low. No, sorry, no. Well, this is the last high or low. That broke that. So last high or low here, we had a 23.6. It pushed to the negative 27, right? So I do want price to obviously retrace steeper to see, you know, if we make an actual high or low and push up. So it's all a waiting game, but you can definitely, it's going to give you H4 downtrend. So you can definitely take advantage of the downtrend that you're going to get on the H4. But for right now, I do feel like the pair is going back into the bullish bias, especially after breaking all these significant areas of resistance. So, you know, it's just a waiting game. See, you know, my main pairs are NAS and gold. A little bit of UJ, you know, now and then, but yeah. So you're definitely just, you know, seeing how it flows. I do have gold having coming back to this level of support here. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys.